Okay, we're back. Sorry, our daughter came in.
Well, sometimes the children, they blame themselves and they start having some issues. And like back to I was saying, my I talked to my son. He was always happy and smiling and something. And when I spoke to him on FaceTime, he had this look, like, "Hi, Dad," and I'm like, "Hey, mijo, uh, why such a long face?" He's like, "Oh, nothing, Dad." And then I told him, "You know what? You can talk to me about anything you want. You don't have to be scared that I'm gonna get mad, or I'm gonna respect your opinion." I told him. "So what's on your mind?" And he told me, "Well, Dad, I don't know about what's going on here, but I'm in the mindset now that I don't care. I don't care. What's gonna happen is gonna happen." And just to hear him say "I don't care" in that type of tone was just a little heartbreaking to me, because I feel like his spark is not there right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish I could hug him,
Mm-hmm.
but crazy exes.
Yeah, and just
Oh my goodness.
with kids, it's harder. It's harder to see them hurting. It's harder to see them not happy. You know, as adults, we can handle it a little easier, but, you know, he's only 9. So it's hard for him to process, I think, what's going on. Because not only are you losing your parents, you're seeing one parent be more aggressive and say things about your other parent that aren't exactly in the best light.
And the bad thing is that because of COVID, we can't really do like counseling or any type of therapy like that,
yeah,
because of the idea that we might get sick.
Yeah.
Luckily, thanks to God, we have none here have got sick.
No.
Oh, and that's another story. So, in the household over there, I used to go pick up. Well, we still go every Tuesday to try to pick up our son, and then we picked him up a few months ago now. This is in March. We picked him up, and we're groovy here. Everything's awesome. You know, nobody's unhealthy. And then we drop him back off on Friday, or Saturday, depending on.
I think it was Friday that.
But yeah, Friday.
It was like the 8th of March.
Yeah.
Because that's when the test results came in.
And so then my ex calls. It's like, "Hey, you know what? Somebody here in my household has COVID." And I told her, "Dude, if you knew somebody had COVID because you guys got tested, and my son was okay, then why did you take him back and expose him?" And her reply was, "Well, because you're not gonna have him the whole time, and he needs to be with me regardless of what's going on." So I felt that it was very irresponsible of her to expose him like that. And she told me on a Sunday
at like 11 something at night.
And you don't break that type of news at 11 at night.
No, she knew that they were going to get tested, obviously, days before that. So the fact that she didn't bother to tell him that morning at least, "Hey, we're getting tested." And she told us the day before he's supposed to get tested. So she didn't tell us days before or anything. She told us the day before, literally at 11:30 at night. So literally almost the next day that they were going to get tested about it.
And after that, he came out negative.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah.
But since then, she has not let us see.
No, the excuse first was that they had a quarantine,
which is fine. Okay,
it's understandable.
Cool. But we know that she's trying to pull any little string to get away with stuff. And so we said fine. Then she just continues to keep him after the quarantine.
Yeah.
And her excuse was, "You ain't gonna see him. He doesn't want to see you." And she started texting me from his phone. Oh, that's another thing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like to communicate with her through phone, only via text, because she doesn't know how to talk.
She stretches the truth a lot. And she's
an insultive person. She insults. You know, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I make mistakes and I insult too, but
usually you're provoked to do it, though. Yeah, you don't just randomly do it.
I just keep it clean. So I don't have to be dealing with her. We bought our son an iPhone so that we could communicate with him. Well, now she took his phone and she blocked me and her. So now we can't even communicate with him at all. And my sometimes I get worried to think that if she blocked me because she doesn't know how to unblock or block calls yet, if she blocked me and she's telling him, you see, your daddy's not calling. I am calling. I'm calling every single day. But I text her. I'm like, hey, can you please have my son call me? I miss him.
And we never get a response.
And either when we do get responses, go eat shit. We're gonna have to bleep that. Hopefully they can hear that one.
We're gonna have to bleep so much stuff. But yeah, so basically, dealing with a bitter ex in general is hard, whether it's male or female. And sometimes it's hard to stay on the high road because they do so much underhanded things to you or to your child to hurt you or even to your friends. She's done stuff to his friends to try to hurt him.
But we're not going to go into that.
No, but I'm just saying it.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to stay above board and try to be the bigger person when the other person is constantly undermining you or jabbing you or hurting you through your child. So we're trying to do so in a legal sense, and we're trying to do everything above board morally and not try to take the low road. But in these type of situations, it can be very difficult.
Yes. And then you want to tell them about her using the N-word?
Oh, okay. So I'm half black and Hispanic. And throughout my life, I've had racial stuff hurled at me. You know, because I look more black or whatever people want to view me as. I've been called Cuban,
Well, you'd be called that
Dominican.
mixed couple, right? We're mixed couple.
Yeah, we're a mixed couple.
Yeah.
Because he's Guatemalan. He's not Mexican. And I'm Mexican and black.
From Guatemala, yeah.
Yeah. And well, my mom's Irish and Mexican. My dad's black and Cuban and a couple other things.
When I heard about those caravans in the news, I'm like, yes, we're gonna make tamales. My cousins are coming. Nah, I don't know them. I do not associate with those.
Oh my god, maybe you're gonna get us banned.
America.
He's gonna get us banned from YouTube.
No.
YouTube, don't ban us, please. We're just trying to have a conversation. So, I'm mixed. I always get certain comments when somebody doesn't like me or they have an issue with me, they'll go racial. It's happened throughout my whole life. So we try to have a conversation with his ex. And instead of having an actual conversation, she starts going about my hair, going into my features, calling me names, calling me a dog, calling me the B word. Then she uses the N word. And I look at her and I tell her, you know, you have a half black granddaughter. And you're going to teach her self-hate. And this happens a lot, you guys. There's people who mix with black people and still hate black people and then teach their children to hate themselves or their grandchildren to hate themselves. And that's a problem in the community in general. When you mix with certain people, you've got to make sure that they're not racist, because then they teach that child, you know, their own child or their grandchildren to hate themselves.
And that's what we're scared that our son is going to learn that, because racism, you're not born being a racist. No. And I must admit, I was ignorant at one time as I was growing up. But friends before the military and then friends in the military, it's a brotherhood. It's a brotherhood, and you depend on each other, and we all bleed the same. But we're scared that our son is going to pick up on some things that are not what we want to teach him.
Well, I mean, one time, as an instance, they were, I guess, at a post office, and she told him, our son, that the lady didn't like them because they were Mexican, and the lady happened to be black, that she was rude to them because they were Mexican. And I told him that that's not true. And I hate to say it, but quite frankly, usually it's the other way around. A lot of Mexicans do not like black people. I mean, I grew up in Mexico. They would ask my mom insensitive questions like, oh, why did you mix with a black person? Why would you do that to our, you know, I don't think they say race in Mexico.
It's more like a bloodline.
Yeah, why would you do that to our bloodline? Why would you do that to, but they meant it in an insultive way. Of course, my mom doesn't have any of that. All right, my mom. So she went off. But, you know, people say insensitive things to people with kids that are mixed, especially when they're mixed with black. And so you've got to have somebody in your corner that's really for you and what you are. Like my
America.
My mom's always been about me, okay? And she's always had my back. And she's always like, if anybody says anything crazy about black people, my mom's always been like, excuse me? So, you know, you have to have something.
I choose the cat.
I can't deal with you. And so you have to have somebody in your corner. And that's what I was trying to explain to her. Like, your daughter's half black. Don't teach her self-hate. The world's going to hate her enough for what she is. Don't teach her to hate herself. You know what I mean? You got to love yourself. And I'm talking about not just black minorities. There's Mexican minorities. There's
She's a Democrat.
Asian minority.
I'm a Republican.
No, he's not. He leans more Democratic than anything. He just wants to pretend like he's a Republican.
Yeah.
But so there's minorities that are hated on by each other and by society in general. And so you already need to start off with a basis of self-love and self-worth. Otherwise, you're going to be messed up in this world. The world already does it enough for you. You don't need anyone else filling you up with that type of stuff. So she kind of just told me whatever and like blew it off. I know, but sometimes my mom says the famous words of a loser is whatever. So it was just a lot of drama. And that was just because we wanted to have a conversation with her about Nathan and co-parenting and things like that. So sometimes when you try to co-parent with the parent properly and actually sit down and have a conversation, it doesn't get anywhere. And so you have to also deal with that fallout that you might not always be able to co-parent properly with the ex, whether it be the man or the woman. And as a step parent, you might not be able to co-parent with that person because they don't want to, you know. And you might get aggression, pushback. They might not like you because you're the new person. They might not like you because you raise their kid differently than you're raising them. So you've got a lot of those issues you have to overcome, which aren't easy. Like I said before, I kind of tend to deal with it with talking to him. I talk to my mom about it. I yoga, I do meditation. I try to really relax before I deal with her because I don't want to come from a place of anger. If she's already coming from a place of aggression and anger, and I'm coming from a place of aggression and anger, no one's going to win, you know? And it's hard. I'm not going to say it's easy because there's times where I'm really calm and he gets upset. And there's times where I'm upset and he has to calm me down, you know? And there's once in a while when we're both upset.
Yeah, and it's give or take.
Yeah.
But when we're both upset, that's when we go to different rooms.
Yeah.
And
I'm talking about that situation, not when you and I are upset with ourselves.
Oh.
I'm just saying that you and I keep each other calm when that situation happens. Now, relationship-wise, yes. Usually he'll calm me down or I'll calm him down. Or if we're both upset that day, we try to go away. And I have been working on not bugging him as much when he's upset. But it's not easy. When someone's upset, I want to fix it right then. So I'm just like, what's wrong? Let's fix it. Let's talk. And he's just like, I need space, you know, and I don't want to give him space. So I'm trying to get better at that. But it's not an easy task.
You know, this is funny because COVID... and then we were talking about
That's what we also wanted to mention.
Yeah, about COVID. Okay, so COVID has opened a lot of couples' eyes and made them realize that they don't like their couple.
He's not lying.
I mean, I'm sorry if you guys are going through that. And it's just a little funny. Yeah.
It's funny because we're not going through it. If we were going through it, it wouldn't be so funny.
Yeah. We tend to blur what we think. So if you like it, cool. If you don't like it, go to the next video.
Oh, Lord, you're funny. Sorry, I'm going to just move up the camera a little bit. So basically what we were talking about is we wanted to do a video, which we'll probably just add into this, is basically COVID's getting couples. You know, because look at Bill Gates, Dr. Oz.
You went Bill Gates.
Oh, I did, but yeah,
Oh,
you know.
goodness.
But he was doing stuff before COVID.
Dude, but Bill Gates is pimp. You see him?
Oh my
did
God,
you see him walking? I don't know if he was going to court or what. And he's smiling. He's like,
of course he's smiling. He's like one of the richest men in the world. Like,
I got the whole world in my hand.
So anyways, yeah, we have noticed that a lot of couples, because of COVID, have had issues because they're not used to, one, being around each other all the time. I was talking to him about that, and if you think about it, most couples have 9 to 5 jobs, if not double jobs, okay? So the amount of time they spend with each other is maybe 4 to 5 hours every day on the weekday, okay? On the weekend, they've got chores, they've got housework that takes them different places, maybe errands if they don't run it together. So on the weekend, maybe they get a good 8 hours, so one whole day together.
And sometimes you bring work home.
Exactly.
You know, you got to do work home, and you know, the wife is taking care of the kids, or
you guys
for
are
some
separate.
reason, cleaning never stops. It's like bills; they always keep on coming.
Oh yeah.
You know,
We've got a pile of laundry we're folding.
Yeah. We like washing, but the folding and the hanging is what gets us.
It takes forever. It's like 7 business days later. The folding's finally done. Only for there to be another load.
5 days later.
5 days later.
5 days later.
But so what we're trying to say is we
have sexual
oh my
relations
God.
with that woman.
Babe. Really?
Okay.
So, yeah, COVID. It does tend to, as we've noticed, not just famous people, but people we've talked to, friends, have suffered because they went from spending just a few, maybe a couple days out of the week with each other, maybe 3 to, I'd say about 3 if you add up all the time, probably 3 days with each other, to literally 24 hours, 7 days a week for a year or so.
This is a wonderful time to be a family lawyer because, man, you guys are going to be banking.
I hope not, but yeah, more than likely. So we have noticed, like, with me and him, we made a joke that, like, oh, if we survive COVID, we should be okay.
Yeah. I like you enough to
You're
survive
right.
through COVID.
So
you know?
we have noticed that, and it's just interesting. But even we need space. I'll go and, go walk with my girlfriends, or I'll do stuff here and there. And
so I'm a stubborn man. Okay?
That's an understatement.
No, actually, I'm not a stubborn man. I am a decisive. I know what I want. That's what it's called.
He labels it pretty, okay? Yes. So that way it sounds nice.
It's being direct and sticking to your objective. Okay, so if she tells me, hey, I need you to do this, I need you to do that, for some reason, because she told me, I don't want to do it.
Even though he had it in his mind that he was going to do it.
But I was going to do it, like, right before she told me. But because she told me, it's like, now I'm being told to do it. No, I don't want to do it.
Do you guys have this problem with your men? I mean, I'm just curious. Like, is this a thing that guys normally do, or is this just something he does?
I know this is a thing women do. Like, you guys task us out. Like, let me finish one thing, and then let me do another
I'm giving
one.
you a list, so that way when you know
Yes,
one chore's done, the other chores that need to be done.
Yeah, that doesn't work for me. You see, I don't like that.
And especially like the reason why I tell him certain things is because okay, let's say he's already in the kitchen, right? So then from the kitchen, there's his desk. I'm like, hey, babe, can you do this in the kitchen, then that on your desk, and then that? So it's kind of like a domino effect of, hey, this, and this, and they're all in the same area.
And it's wonderful that she tells me that because I have TBI from the military and from another incident. But I forget a lot of things like this. I forget them. So it's wonderful that she helps me out with that. But at the same time, I'm like, can you please tell me one thing? Let me get that done. And then, because I'm like a grown child, you know. I don't like to see a list of things to do. I'm like, oh, really? I gotta do all that? No. And I was gonna say shit, but I didn't say shit.
You just did. You just did twice.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess. But
Oh my god.
I don't know that it's an everyday kind of little things like here and there like that.
Yeah, basically. And so we talk about different things and just it's I guess couple stuff and things you have to deal with living in with another person and dealing with a whole nother person, and your expectations and your wants and your needs, and they're not always met. And I don't mean that.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Let us know what you guys go through.
Yeah.
Drop it down.
But
maybe it's a topic that we're like, oh yeah, we do that too.
Yeah, maybe it's
like
normal.
the Dutch oven.
Okay, we're not gonna talk about that. This is YouTube, and this is my channel. We're trying to still keep it like nice. So, anyways,
Dutch oven?
No.
Oh.
Sometimes
America.
Sometimes in relationships you have a lot of expectations. You have certain wants, whatever you want. And so reality and what you view is not completely different, but a little different. And so you have to have reality and your expectations kind of meet somewhere in the middle. Because no relationship is perfect, and you've got to work through things. He's petting our dog. Murphy.
This is my Murphy.
Murphy.
Push my little girl.
Anyways.
Push my little girl. Oh, my little girl.
She's a big dog. She
thinks she's a chihuahua.
Yeah. She thinks she's a lap dog, but she's heavy. She's a
She's a healer mixed with a lab.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I've got 5 cats. So that's gonna be fun when we all come together.
Move, go to bed.
You see, you got her all excited.
Yeah, I need to get her.
Now she doesn't want to get off the bed. We don't normally let them on the bed. So now he's trying to get her down and she doesn't want to go.
There you
So anyways, yeah, with relationships in general, it's a lot of compromise, a lot of negotiation, and meeting in the middle. So, see, she's demanding to come back up now. Thanks, Tim. And a lot of working together to try to meet in the middle. And then when you throw in stressors from the outside, you throw in stressors from exes, things like that, it can kind of put a strain on anyone's relationship. So how we kind of cope with that is a lot of communication. And I do try to, a lot of arguing sometimes, which we try to leave each other alone to get some space. But honestly, what's got us through a lot of our stuff is just communicating with each other.
Learning when to keep our mouth shut with each other and just listen. Basically.
Yeah. Truthfully, it's a lot of communication issues. And sometimes even then, like, even if he communicates in a nice way, I'm like, you're hurting my feelings. And for me to get to that point to tell somebody they're hurting my feelings took a long time. Because usually if someone hurts my feelings, I just kind of want to hurt them back or say horrible things to them. And so we are happy that we've gotten to that point to where it's like, hey, you might say something in a way I don't like, and I'll say that to him, and he'll kind of tone it down or say it in a different manner. Because he's more direct, but he's more of like a man direct. So sometimes the things he says...
I'm missing this little sensitivity chip sometimes.
Yeah, he can say it to another guy, and a guy wouldn't be... Yeah, you have. Mm-hmm. He can say it to another guy, and another guy wouldn't be offended, but he'll say it to me, and I'm like, Booby, you hurt my feelings. And he's like, I'm sorry. And then he'll say it differently.
And it depends if Lionel's out. We have this because my name is Edwin Lionel. And I'm a Gemini. So when Lionel comes out, he's a dick. He is a dick.
Babe. Oh my god. We're going to have so many bleeps. Okay, so.
Let's try it out first. Yeah. And then if we get banned, then we'll
I'm not getting banned. I'm just going to bleep it now.
No, you don't need to bleep it. Just, let's try it out. Let's see how it goes.
Babe, you have to bleep out most of that stuff you just said. The S word.
Oh, the S word's okay.
You gotta.
Okay, we'll bleep those. But I don't think the D word is bad.
Yeah. Wait.
It's a body part.
Anyways, back to topic, because we're getting off topic, and this is already like a 22-minute video.
Yeah, we gotta cut it short already.
Well, not short, but the overall premise of what we're trying to get at is life with extra stressors is hard. And relationships are already hard. So the best you can do is try to communicate. Try to take a breather once in a while. Try to take some space. Maybe draw, meditate, do yoga, exercise. He swims a lot when he can. Or we do workout DVDs together. Maybe walk your animals. Play a video game. It just depends on how you can take that break for that little bit. But when you come back, you really have to communicate with each other.
Or sometimes you just need an adult marathon. When the kids go to sleep and the house is clean, you see, I'm putting out the list first. And then you massage them when they give you that look. And you're like, I love you.
Oh yeah, massages are nice. If you like somebody touching you. Massages are nice. Well, some people don't like massages because they don't like strangers touching them.
Well, yeah, I don't like strangers touching me either. I mean,
you like massages?
Yeah, but
that's what I'm trying to explain. Some people don't like them.
The way I thought was like a stranger.
Oh my god! Yeah, we're gonna get a stranger off this street to massage us.
Excuse me? You don't mind strangers? I'm like, yeah.
Don't listen to his nonsense. Yeah. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is that sometimes, you've got to find different ways to cope with your stress. And as a relationship, it's on you and your partner to try to deal with your own stress and try to help with the couple stress.
And not project on each other.
Exactly.
Because once you project, that's when big arguments happen. You say things that shouldn't be coming out of your mouth. Like this morning, I was hangry. She made chorizo, but
oh my god, he was super hungry. He was super hangry this morning.
Yeah, since she didn't make it my way, I have a certain way I like to cook chorizo. I'm like, nope, it's not gonna be good. But then secretly, I went and I tasted it. It was delicious. I didn't finish. It was delicious.
Yeah, he ended up liking it. Yeah. So, love each other, take care of each other, communicate with each other, and I will come back with another video shortly. Might just be a little fluff piece this time. Maybe it'll be a facial video or coffee video or something else. But you guys have a great day.
America.
Felicity and Edwin are signing off now. Bye.